Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into the world of e-commerce today, specifically e-commerce marketplaces, which are, well, kind of blowing up right now.
It's a jungle out there, but we're going to hack our way through it. I mean, we're going beyond just clicking add to cart. We're going deep behind the scenes of what makes these marketplaces tick.
Love that. So whether you're a business owner, a shopper, or just curious about how things work.
We gotcha.
Exactly. So guiding us today is this article, Single Vendor versus Multi-Vendor Marketplace. Key Differences, published pretty recently, February 20th, 2025.
Fresh insights, and especially relevant considering that by 2027, global e-commerce is projected to hit, wait for it, $7.4 trillion.
That's a lot of online shopping. Okay, so before we get into the single versus multi-vendor thing, got to ask the tech side of things. What's the architecture behind these massive platforms? Especially with the insane amount of growth they handle.
The engine room. The article dives into terms like microservices, Docker, Kubernetes. It's fascinating stuff, really.
Okay, so break it down for me.
Imagine instead of one giant machine, you have all these smaller independent parts working together, flexible, scalable, like Legos.
Legos.
Yeah, like building blocks. You add or remove as needed. That's how a platform like Amazon handles those crazy traffic spikes during, say, Prime Day.
Resilience through modularity. Gotcha.
Precisely. And this approach is even more crucial for multi-vendor marketplaces where you might have thousands of sellers, millions of products.
Right, because it's not just about the servers, it's how the whole system is built. So let's get into the models themselves, starting with single vendor. Seems pretty straightforward. One seller, one website.
Sure, on the surface, but think about brands like Nike or Tesla. They've created these whole ecosystems. It's a curated experience, more than just transactions.
It's about that direct connection with the customer.
Exactly. Controlling the narrative, the branding, the whole journey.
But I guess there's a trade-off. What about product variety? Single vendor can only offer so much, right?
True, that's the flip side. You get that tight control, brain consistency, but maybe you sacrifice the massive variety that attracts people to those, multi-vendor giants.
Yeah, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, places where you can buy literally anything.
Exactly, and that's the multi-vendor advantage, the network effect. More sellers bring more buyers, and that brings more sellers. It's this self-sustaining loop.
Sounds kind of chaotic though, right? Like, how do you manage all those sellers, ensure quality, handle all the payments?
It's definitely more complex. The article stresses the need for specialized platforms. Think sophisticated algorithms, powerful databases, and seamless integration with payment gateways.
So it's not for the faint of heart. Which brings us to the 14 key factors the article outlined for choosing between these models. Let's dig into some of the most impactful ones, especially for anyone out there thinking about launching their own e-commerce business.
Let's do it. Let's start with nature of the business and scalability. They're kind of intertwined.
Okay, so if I'm a small business owner, maybe I really value control, creating a tight-knit brand experience. Single vendor seems like the obvious choice.
Makes sense. Platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce are great for that. Give you the tools to manage everything, but scaling up can get tricky.
But if I'm dreaming big, want to build the next Amazon, then scalability is non-negotiable.
Right. You'd need a platform built on a more robust architecture, potentially with a headless commerce approach.
And that's where those complex technologies come in, microservices, all that.
Yep. Creating a system that can grow without, exploding.
Okay, so trade-offs. Single vendor for simplicity and control, multi-vendor for massive growth potential. Got it. What about the money side of things?
Investment and maintenance costs, revenue model. Big factors.
So single vendor might be easier on the wallet initially, but multi-vendor, well, more revenue streams.
Generally, yes. Single vendor, lower upfront costs, but your income is tied to your own sales. Multi-vendor. Commissions, subscriptions, ads, even data, like diversifying your portfolio.
Makes sense. But more revenue streams mean more to manage, right?
Definitely. You need a platform that can handle it all. Something like Stripe Connect or Razorpay Marketplace.
Okay, let's switch gears. The customer's perspective. What are the key factors there?
User experience. It's king, no matter the model. Smooth, intuitive, enjoyable. That's the goal.
But the challenges are different, right?
Yeah.
Single vendor, you're curating that specific brand experience.
Like a boutique store. Every detail matters.
And multi-vendor, it's this ocean of products and sellers. How do you even create a cohesive experience there?
That's where AI comes in. Think personalized recommendations, smart search algorithms, even AI-powered chatbots, guiding the customer through the maze.
And how about logistics and fulfillment? Does the model impact that?
Hugely. Single vendor gives you control over logistics, but you handle everything yourself. Multi-vendor, you're coordinating shipments from multiple sellers. Complex, but more flexibility for customers.
Again, trade-offs. Control versus scale. Simplicity versus variety. And then there's risk.
Risk and liability. Huge. Single vendor, you're responsible for everything, but you have control over mitigating those risks. Multi-vendor, trickier. One bad seller can damage the whole marketplace.
So vetting those sellers, monitoring performance, that's crucial.
Absolutely. Build trust with your customers and your sellers. Delicate balance.
Man, this is making my head spin. It's not just about picking a side, it's understanding all these nuances. Yeah, it's a lot to unpack, but this is where it gets really interesting, right? We've talked about these two models, but what if you want to switch? Like, start with single vendor and then move to multi-vendor.
The evolution. That's where the article's 11-step roadmap comes in, specifically for scaling up from single to multi-vendor. We don't have time to hit every step, but there are some gems in there.
Give me the highlights. What should I be thinking about if I'm considering this kind of expansion?
First off, market research never stops. You're expanding, so it's even more important to know what's going on out there. What are customers hungry for? What are your competitors up to? The article really hammers this home.
So it's not just about adding more, it's about adding the right stuff.
Exactly, and that leads right into defining your niche. What makes your marketplace unique? What's the story? What's going to attract those passionate buyers and sellers?
Standing out in the crowd. It's crucial, right? Otherwise, you're just another marketplace.
Yep. Then comes the tech. The platform, this is where it gets real, building a multi-vendor platform from scratch. Huge undertaking. The article suggests checking out existing platforms like WebNexus or WCART. They're already set up for this.
Like build your own house or move into one that's ready to go.
Right. Weighing the pros and cons, flexibility versus span, cost. And of course, security, scalability, all that good stuff.
So let's say we've got the platform figured out. How do we get those sellers on board? Just open the doors and hope they come running.
Not quite. Step 4 is all about vendor onboarding. It's strategic. It's about having clear criteria. What kind of sellers do you want? Do they fit your niche, your values? You're building a community, not just a catalog.
Curated, like an art gallery.
Exactly. And then making the onboarding process easy. Simple registration, clear guidelines, maybe even some training, support from day one.
Make those sellers feel welcome. Happy sellers, happy customers.
For sure. And happy sellers stick around. Which brings us to step 5, vendor management tools, keeping those sellers engaged, productive.
What kind of tools are we talked about?
Dashboards, analytics, communication tools, let sellers track sales, manage inventory, see reviews, talk to you directly. Transparency is key here.
Empowering those sellers so they can grow and the marketplace grows with them. Smart.
It's a symbiotic relationship. And speaking of growth, step 6 is all about that revenue model, making money, but in a way that's fair to your sellers, too.
Lots of options, right? Commissions, fees, ads.
It's a mix and match situation. Find the balance that works for your niche, your audience, your goals.
All right, so we've got happy sellers, we're making money. Now we got to make sure those customers keep coming back.
You got it. Step 7, user experience never goes away. And it's even more crucial in a multi-vendor setup. Things can get messy.
Yeah, I imagine it's easy to get lost in all those products and sellers. How do you create that sense of order out of all that chaos?
Design and tech come together here. Intuitive navigation, powerful search, personalized recommendations. Make it effortless for customers to find what they want.
And all those AI tools we talked about earlier, right? Chatbots, suggestions, even visual search.
Absolutely. Remove those friction points. Make it smooth.
Okay, we've launched, we've got sellers, we've got customers. Time to spread the word.
Time to shout it from the rooftop. Step 8, marketing and promotion. Got to get those buyers and sellers excited.
Social media seems like an obvious choice. Ads, influencers.
Content marketing too. Blog posts, videos, podcasts. Highlight what makes you unique. Tell your story.
Brand awareness. Get people buzzing. But marketer's not the whole picture. What about support? Keeping those customers happy.
Step 9 hits that nail on the head. It's not just about answering emails. It's about community. Forums, discussions, places where buyers and sellers can connect.
Building that sense of belonging, it's more than just a transaction.
Exactly. Community breeds loyalty, and loyalty breeds growth.
All right, so we're up and running. We've got everyone on board. We're marketing. Now we got to make sure it all keeps working.
Step 10, monitoring, optimizing. Data is king here. Track those key metrics: sales, customer satisfaction, vendor performance. Find those bottlenecks, those opportunities.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Nope. A marketplace is a living, breathing thing. It needs attention.
And lastly, the article mentions taking it slow, not trying to do everything at once.
Step 11, gradual expansion. Start small, maybe with a few sellers, a specific category. Test, get feedback, and then scale up. Build that foundation brick by brick.
Makes sense. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Single vendor, multi-vendor, the roadmap to success. But now I want to see it in action.
Perfect. Because the article gives us 2 great examples. Gymshark for single vendor, and of course the giant, Amazon, for multi-vendor. But it's not just about their size. It's about how they got there.
Okay, so real-world examples. Let's start with Gymshark. They've built this whole billion-dollar brand selling fitness apparel directly to consumers. Single vendor success story.
It's incredible. They've got this insane control over the customer experience, every touch point. It's not just about the clothes, it's the lifestyle, the community. They nailed it.
Social media, influencer marketing, they're everywhere. But did sticking to single vendor ever hold them back? Like, was there ever a point where they thought, maybe we should go multi-vendor?
It's a good question. Maybe the risks outweighed the benefits for them, keeping that tight control over their brand, their message. Maybe that was more important than, explosive growth.
Sometimes less is more, right? Focus on your niche, do it really well.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you've got Amazon, the king of multi-vendor. They sell everything, literally everything.
The logistics of that must be mind-blowing. Millions of products, thousands of sellers. How do they even keep track of it all?
It's their platform, their technology. They've built the system that can handle insane scale and complexity. And they're always innovating. Think about Amazon Prime. Free, fast shipping. They've changed how we shop online.
So Gymshark, focus and control. Amazon scale and network effects. Two sides of the same coin, really.
Exactly. And as we wrap up here, I think the biggest takeaway is that there's no right answer. The best model depends on your goals, your resources, your vision.
But with all this AI stuff happening, the lines are getting blurry, right? Like we talked about this hybrid model. Could that be the future?
The article definitely hints at that. And it's exciting. A platform that combines single vendor control with multi-vendor scale, powered by AI.
It sounds almost too good to be true. Could AI actually streamline vendor management, make it easier to onboard and monitor sellers, even at a massive scale?
Totally possible. AI is already doing amazing things. Automating tasks, analyzing data, personalizing experiences. E-commerce is next.
Imagine personalized recommendations in multi-vendor marketplaces. Like the platform knows what you want before you even know.
It's a future that's both exciting and, a little scary. But one thing's for sure, e-commerce isn't slowing down. It's going to keep changing.
So whether you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or just someone who loves to shop online,
stay curious, stay adaptable. The future of e-commerce is happening right now.
And that's a wrap for today's deep dive. We'll see you next time.